Hey Mark, welcome to the 2019 OEC golf event. Just want to give you an opportunity here to view your swing. We'll let that play on through, put you back in your dress position, and we'll go ahead and take a look at a few things for you. So while we got you back here in your setup, let's just first of all take a look at your dress position. It looks pretty solid. We can see here that your spine is straight and on a nice tilt. Legs come down into a nicely unlocked position. You hang your arms down nice and naturally in front of you. Club works out to the ball, so really good posture in association with very good balance here. Also taking a look at your alignment, we can see your feet aiming in this direction. Run your feet out towards the target. Now theoretically your club face is supposed to run parallel to your feet. In parallel lines, the camera would have an appearance of converging, so we can see that you're set up right down the center of the fairway, so great job there as well. Let's go ahead and do a little split screen comparison between you and Jordan Spieth. So we can see some very similar characteristics again in that setup as I've already discussed. Now we've got some color-coded lines on the screen just to use as a visual reference as it pertains to swing plane. Now we want to initiate a takeaway that creates good shoulder rotation that draws the arms and hands back as well as the golf club. We want to see the club coming back along the red line on plane and through here starting to create some wrist hinge where we're drawing the club from below to above our hands and now working the club from red up towards yellow and or blue. When we set the club at the top of the backswing, we want to have that left arm in the club shaft on the blue line or the yellow or somewhere in between that blue-yellow V zone is fine. We also have full shoulder rotation and we do this about a very stable right leg. As you initiate your takeaway, nice strong shoulder rotation, drawing your arms and hands back, looks really, really good. Maybe a little stiff-wristed through this vicinity of the golf swing, but right about here you start to kick in with a little bit of wrist hinge, club recovers, everything looks awesome. When you finally hit the top of your backswing, you've turned your shoulders very well, stable right side, maintaining your posture. Arm geometry is in excellent position relative to your core, and your club's in pretty decent position relative to your arms. Club does cross the line a little, just means your club's pointing out to the right a little. If we could bring that club head back over towards the blue line or within the blue-yellow V zone, it would be ideal, but nothing really severely out of position at all. As we create our transition back into the ball, simply want to move our weight from our right foot to our left, fire our knees and our hips to the target, unwind our core and fire our hands. And doing so, we got to make sure we're bringing the club from that blue-yellow V zone back down on top of red, which is where the club originated from. And that's exactly what we see here. We see the golf club returning back to being on plane. The other thing we want to point out or observe is a relationship between the lead form and the golf club. I refer to this as the backwards check mark. Simply means the club head right now is remaining above and behind our hands, which means that we're retaining angle coming into the hitting zone. And this is what's going to allow us to create a lot of power in the golf swing, let alone getting the club to return back to plane as we've already pointed out, which is ultimately what's going to allow us to hit the ball straight. As you create your transition back into the ball, unfortunately you have an over-the-top move. Your hands come out and over, down yellow, out towards blue. It's going to have a major influence on the club, and that golf club is just not going to be able to return back to plane, and it's going to come into the ball too steep. So as we track the club coming in, again, we can see that the golf club does not return back to the red line. If we connect the dots, this was the descending plane that the golf club was tracking into the ball from. We can see with again, with Jordan, the club tracks into the ball directly from this red line, so directly from plane. So not only does he have power, but this is what's going to allow us to hit the ball straight because the golf club is on plane. The only last criteria is the club face has to square up via having a good grip. So three things we need to hit a ball straight are: we have to aim well, feet parallel to our target line, club has to come down on plane, and then we have to square the face up via having a good grip. At this point in time, we can take a look at the pass of the club, see how this descending plane influences it. We can see with Jordan, the golf club is slightly inside the ball. It expands out, makes contact. We move through the golf shot, nice natural subtle arc. Your club is too far directly behind the ball, now drops down and across to make contact. So we can see the path at which that golf club is traveling on. Very simply put, if we square the club face up to that swing path, we are going to pull the golf ball in that direction. If we over-release the club to the path, not only will we pull the ball, but we'll hit a pull draw or a pull hook that's going to go too far left. If we leave the club face open, then what ends up happening is we probably won't pull the ball as far left. It then has left to right spin, and we're going to hit some kind of pull, fade, and or slice. If we time it perfectly, the golf ball will again be pulled in this direction. It'll have a subtle left to right spin and we'll hit just a little bit of a fade, and we will find the intended target. But the end result of your golf shot is dictated based on the timing of the club face. When we're swinging the club on that yellow path from out to in, if we over-release the club, it follows yellow. Under-release the club, it follows blue. And if we time it perfectly, it will follow red. As Jordan swings through, we can see his right heel's off the ground at point of impact. Notice your right heel's still flat on the ground. As we continue to move through, we simply want that right heel continue to come up off the ground, up on the toe of the right foot, and finishing with our weight on our left side. That allows the hips to square around, shoulders to fully rotate, and allows us to get through to a really nice finishing position. Let's watch the continued activity in your right foot. You eventually do come off your right heel, which is great. You spin out a little bit on your left foot, so you might find it tough to keep your balance. Try not to spin out on your left foot. You want to keep that left foot exactly where it was when we started. Get up on the toe of the right foot. Looks like you're keeping a little bit of weight on the soles of your toes. You want to get right up off that foot onto the toe. But nonetheless, very good look and finishing position from you there for sure. Overall, quick little summary or recap of your golf swing. You got some really nice athleticism and qualities to your swing. Hands work really well. They come back and they fire through. Your body works well. You got good coil. You uncoil. You drive through to a pretty good finish because you have pretty good footwork. Again, posture, balance, setup, alignments, all fabulous. It's just unfortunate when you do start your downswing, you create this over-the-top move, and that causes you to attack the ball from outside to inside. And at that point in time, you're going to have to leave the face open to compensate. In this particular swing, you left the face way too open, and you've hit a block fade, and you're going to lose that ball definitely too far right. Again, if you over-release the club, you'll pull it left. Under-release it, you'll lose it right. And if you time it properly, you will hit some kind of a fade that will find its intended target. If you improve this downswing plane, you can certainly become a more consistent ball striker and be able to hit the ball straight on a more consistent basis. Okay? Anyways, if at any point in time you ever want to work on these aspects of your golf game, I'm over at Glen Abbey where the event was held. I'd be happy to help you out with this stuff. My contact information is right here on the screen and at the end of the video. Also, if you sit on the committee for any events and looking for a unique gift to give to the participants, certainly feel free to reach out. Be happy to discuss my swing analysis services with you. Anyways, hope you had a great day and hope you had a great summer. Enjoy your spring.